So now, my dear brothers and sisters, we were just speaking about superstition. That is, what is superstition? These many of us are falling into these superstitious beliefs unknowingly. Then let us see what is idolatry. What is idolatry means? Idolatry means what all the qualities which we think about God, if you attribute to anything else, it's an idolatry. You know, we know that without God we cannot live. We cannot survive. If you ever think that because without somebody you cannot survive in this world, without a person, without a lover, without a boyfriend or girlfriend, or without somebody, you are gone completely, you feel like committing suicide because without that person you cannot survive, that is an idolatry. Some people would say, without money you are gone completely. The moment your money is reduced and you lost your job, lost your money, then you feel like ending your life because you feel money is everything. It's an idolatry. Let's read this. CCC 21:13. CCC 21:13. Idolatry not only refers to false pagan worship.
Idolatry not only refers to false pagan worship.
It remains, so idolatry doesn't not only mean that you worship other gods, false gods, pagan gods. It is also idolatry, but more than that, there is something else. There is something else also means idolatry. It remains a constant temptation to faith.
It remains a constant temptation to faith.
Idolatry consists in divinizing what is not God.
Consists in divinizing what is not God.
Idolatry consisting in divinizing, making somebody or something like God. It is idolatry. Some kind of superhuman beings. You know, believing in superhero movies and superhero beings, and we feel that if they come and giving more importance for them, and you feel that they are so powerful, and you feel these imaginary characters are real, it's an idolatry. And sometimes we depend on certain beings. For example, if I am connected to so and so, maybe a minister of very important position, one who is holding a very important position, if I am connected to him, if I am a good friend of him, then everything is possible for me, and then I will be successful, I will be surviving, otherwise I am gone. These kinds of thoughts are also divinizing a person, divinizing somebody. What is not God is called idolatry. Man commits idolatry whenever he honors and reveres a creature.
Whenever he honors and reveres a creature
in place of God.
In place of God.
Whether this be gods.
Whether this be gods.
Or demons.
Or demons.
For example, Satanism.
For example, Satanism.
Or whether it is power.
Whether it is power.
See, whenever he honors or reveres a creature in place of God, power in place of God, pleasure in place of God, a race in place of God, ancestors in place of God, the state in place of God, money in place of God. Whenever we respect and honor and revere a creature in place of God, maybe this is an idolatry. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Many people, they are so crazy about power and position. When they are out of power and position, many politicians are like this. They cannot live without a power. They will go to any extent to get the power and position. That is idolatry. There are people who want pleasure. They will go to any extent to have pleasure. Idolatry. There are people who feel my race is superior than others' race. Those are low race, my race is the biggest race. You know, Hitler had this problem. Aryan supremacy. He projected that, he spoke about it, and he destroyed the other races, and he wanted to kill everyone else. This is an idolatry. Hitler had this idolatry of race. Some people, ancestors, Ancestors means I belong to this community, I belong to this ancestry. My ancestry is the best ancestry, my ancestry is the purest ancestry, and mine is the biggest one, and mine is the special one. When you give importance for this ancestry more than even the other spiritual activities, even God, then it becomes an idolatry. This ancestral importance and this state, and sometimes you feel my state is everything. You depend and you love the state more than God. It is an idolatry. Some people, they give more importance for money. Money is everything. Without money, they cannot survive. It is idolatry. This is what the Catechism of the Catholic Church 2113 says. And let's continue. And speaking about what is idolatry, Jesus says, you cannot serve God and mammon.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
Many martyrs died for not adoring
Many martyrs died for not adoring
the beast,
the beast,
refusing even to simulate such worship.
even to simulate such worship.
You know, in the Old Testament, you can see many martyrs, they died because they were not ready to worship other gods. They were not ready to worship anything else other than God. Idolatry rejects the unique lordship of God. It is therefore incompatible with communion with God. So this is what idolatry means. Idolatry means anyone who replaces God with something else. You are idolizing that human being, idolizing that race, ancestry, idolizing the state, and idolizing all those things. So it's so dangerous, my dear brothers and sisters.